YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Trucks and Life, baby. We are back. It is Friday. Happy Friday. And I am here to update you guys on the week that just passed by and how everything is going. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm not gonna, bore you guys to death. I don't want you guys to get bored on me and all that. But we'll make it quick, simple, nothing too crazy happened. But I just want to update you. So it's about just ending my second week. I'm counting in my second week, but still not too sure because my first week was very short. My first week was only 3 days, and then we were off, and then we started up again. So I would say my week and a half of training. But for the most part, it's all right. Mentor, he's pretty cool. He's teaching me. My backing's gotten better, man. Yesterday I backed up our last load. He didn't say nothing to me. He's all right. You figure it out. You picture it in your mind how you want it to go inside the spot and everything, and get it done. And it was between two trailers. It's tight spot. And I just took my time. He's like, that's the key. He's like, take your time. He giving me advice. Take your time. People are gonna honk at you. They're gonna talk shit. They're gonna rush you. Take your time. Don't worry about nobody else but you and the truck. And that's what I did. I leveled, straightened out my truck, turned it, got it right, got it aiming to the spot, and I just took my time, man. Let it cruise in. I had to do 2 pullouts, but they weren't bad pullouts. It was pullouts that I kind of had to do just to straighten the trailer out and bring it straight in. So, but for the most part, I did it by myself. He spoke only once just to kind of tell me, look at your steering wheel, because I was turning it to the right too much. So he just kept gave me that little tip. But for the most part, he just sat there. He didn't even come out the truck or anything. I parked it, hit the brakes, and he's like, what do you think? He's like, you got it? You sure? I'm like, I looked in the mirror. It was in between the lines. The driving tires were on the concrete for the landing gear. I was like, yeah, it's good. He's like, you did good. He's like, he A+ on that one. So that that boosted me up, man. I felt good about that. And that was it, man. We're catching up on loads. We have one load, man. I gave them the paperwork to the office. I went to the office to give them the paperwork, and they called me back talking about, oh, you need to wait because the paperwork is messed up. I was like, what's wrong with the paperwork? And the load was registered as a FedEx drop-off. In other words, FedEx was supposed to drop off the load that I had in my truck. I was like, what? She's like, but it's no problem. We're going to get the paperwork together, and we'll call you when it's ready so you can come drop it off. I was like, all right, best. I went to my truck. These motherfuckers, excuse my language, I waited 5.5 hours just sitting there, my truck idling, bored out of my mind, waiting for them to tell me, okay, paperwork is good, you can go drop the load. All I do was drop it. I didn't have to wait for it to be unload. I didn't have to do anything. I literally just had to let them tell me, give me a spot number, and me drop it. I waited 5.5 hours for them to clear the paperwork, and I'm just like, my mentor is chilling, nonchalant. Took a nap, he went to bed and everything. I'm like, bro, what is this? He's like, this is trucking. He's like, you gotta get used to this because it's gonna happen. This won't be your first time, this won't be your last time where paperwork goes messed up or somebody messed up in the office and you ended up picking up the wrong trailer or something. He said it's gonna happen and you're gonna wait for hours. He explained to me one day he waited a day and a half. He said, I was at a stop for a day and a half waiting for them to clear me. I was like, what? That's insane. I mean, like, because in trucking, man, your wheels gotta be moving to make money. Like, literally, you gotta be driving to make this money. So you sitting there 5.5 hours, I missed one of my drops. I had to call it in. I had to call it into the office and all that and tell them, like, yo, I'm not gonna make it to my next load. So they ended up passing the load to somebody else. So somebody else pretty much took my money. I was like, what? I was heated, man. But I mean, what could you do? It was annoying. It was aggravating because they wouldn't, like, the communication at that point, man, was just, it sucked, man. My driver manager, we messaged her, and for her to get back to us, man, we waiting. And then she said, oh, let me call them and let me find out. Man, once she hung up, we didn't hear from her for like 2 hours later. So just that window right there of communication between the warehouse where I was parked at and my my driving manager, for right there, that sucked, man, because I was just waiting, man. I kept coming out to the truck and going to the office like, hey, any updates, any updates, any updates? I'm like, you guys gotta make me late for my next load. I gotta go. Oh, sorry, man. 5.5 hours. The driver manager calls me like, hey, you guys should be good to go. Go find out in the office. I went to the office, man, another 30 minutes there. Cause the lady, it was a different lady. By the time I went back to the office, there was a whole different lady there. And she was lost and didn't understand what was going on. So she had to call the other person that I was speaking to originally and get a full update so she can understand, because apparently she does not understand that I came in 5 hours ago, been sitting here for 5 hours, my paperwork was wrong, I was waiting for an update. What's the update? I was told I'm good to go. So that was another 30 minutes there. Man, I was getting hungry, I was thirsty, I was just tired of sitting there waiting because I wanted to just drive. But nonetheless, they finally gave us the damn spot. We dropped off the truck and we called it the night. Because by that time, from me driving early in the morning, me waiting for those 5 hours, my 11 hours were done. I had 2 hours left. So I drove to a truck stop, which was about an hour and a half. By the time I parked and everything, I had like 30 minutes, man. And we called it the night. So that was a dramatic, and that happened Wednesday. That was a Wednesday, man. Oh, man. Then Thursday was good, man. Thursday, what? Thursday towards the end of the day when we're dropping off. No, Thursday morning, sorry. Man, I experienced my first tire blowout. What? I'm driving on the highway, man. Oh, doing 60, man. I got, what was it, 46,000 pounds behind me, man. And I'm just, bam, I'm going up a hill, bam, pushing it. The truck is, man, we finally level out. Bam, 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 bam. We leveling out and boom, that's all I hear. And the explosion was like, I felt that shit on my seat. I was like, what was that? I'm like, I looked at my mentor, I'm like, did something fall in the trailer? Because that's what it sounded like. I thought a pallet or something inside the trailer like tipped or something. He's like, nah, he's like, nothing in the trailer. I'm like, so what was that noise? He's like, that was your tire that blew. He's like, look in the mirror. So I look at my driver, I see nothing, man. I look at my right side, man, I'm seeing chunks just pop, 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 flying out of there. I was like, oh shit. So I grabbed the steering wheel so tight. Like, what'd I do? I you know, my first tire experience. I know. He's like, calm down. He's like, just pull to the side and let's see which tire it is. And I'm just like, all right, bam. All right. So I pull to the side, man. We go outside, and it was my inner tandem tire, one of the inside tires. That shit was shredded. It was shredded. And he's always inside tire. I'm like, yeah, what do we do? He's like, how far are we from our stop? Which was our terminal. At that time, we're heading back to our terminal. I'm like, 13 miles. He's like, all right, let's go get in the truck. I'm like, we driving it? He's like, yeah. He's like, it's your inside tire. He's like, you'll be fine. He's like, just keep it at 50 and, you know, just watch out for chunks. If the chunks, you know, get too big and too severe, we'll pull over. But let's go. Man, so that's it, man. We drove that bitch 13 miles to our terminal. By the time we got there, our tire was gone. That's it. I'm like, when it first popped, you can still see the tire. The recap was what I kind of ripped off. The recap. But by the time we got there, man, there was just like 2 side walls left of the tire. So we parked it and we called it the night. Because by the time we got to our terminal, the mechanics were all gone for the day and everything. So we had to wait for the following morning and all that shit. So we called it tonight, but I'm glad we were at the terminal. I was able to eat some good food, actually some hot food, some rice and all that. I got that and I took a nice ass shower, man. The pressure there, man, felt like a damn power washer. I was there like, la 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 la. But besides that, guys, sorry for all this, you know, all the nonsense chit chat. But I wanted to update you, man. It was a good week. You know, my driving is getting better. I'm definitely, you know, from the first week where I was doing like fucking 30, 45 and shit, and trucks passing by, blowing their horn at me. You know, I'm keeping up with them now. You know, I'm hitting 50, 65 and all that. So I'm keeping up with them. The truck can only go to 65. I mean, it's governed at 65. So I still get the trucks that are woo and giving me the look. And I'm like, all right, this time it really isn't me. This time it's the truck. It don't go no faster. You know, you got trucks going by 70, 80 on a downgrade at that. It just and you hear it like a torpedo. I'm like, you motherfuckers crazy. But I could only go to 65, you know. And then we have a camera too on our trucks that it senses when you're too close and it beeps and you gotta hit the brakes. not slam on them, but slow the truck down and create that distance, because if not, it activates the camera, and then safety is like alerted, and then they're looking at you and all that shit. And the distance that's required to like stop that beeping is like about 2 football fields. So there's a big ass distance you got to keep from the car, for the vehicle in front of you. So my truck is governed at 65. Because of the sensor in the camera, I got to keep this big ass distance. So all these other truckers that aren't governed, that don't have none of these sensors, they be pissed, man. They drive by me and they see this big ass gap, and they're looking at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Fucking safety features, So they be pissed as hell, and they cut in front of me and all that shit. But you know what? It's all good though. For me being a rookie, man, I appreciate that shit. I'm used to it now, So I kind of already know, pinpoint when I know a car is gonna jump in front of me and all that, and I start slowing it down and all that to prevent the sensor from going off. My truck is governed at 65, so I put that pedal all the way down. It's just there. The only time I know it passes 65 when I'm going on a downgrade. That bad boy. Then the fastest I hit was like 72, and my mentor was like, "Watch your speed." I was like, "Oh shit." So I hit the J brakes, slowed it down, just slowing that bad boy down, and kept it at 65 and all that good stuff. But for the most part, it was a good week. I'm definitely anxious and excited to get my own truck, just for the reason that it's not my truck. I'm with a mentor. He has his routine, and I kind of just squeeze in where I can. So it's kind of uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I don't have that space of my own. He's a heavy smoker, man. So right now I'm home. So I got the fresh air and all that good stuff. I slept with the humidifier yesterday just to kind of, so I can breathe some cleaner air and all that. But so that's the thing that's killing me. Like, I'm anxious. My anxiousness is just like, I want my own truck just so I can have a clean air inside, and all that shit, and have my own space and be able to do what I want to do in my truck and all that, and just feel more comfortable, because I still feel tense, and I feel like because I'm tense and it's not my stuff, I still drive kind of tense and all that, because it's somebody else's area I'm borrowing, But I know I'm confident enough that once I get my own truck, I'm comfortable with set to my liking and all my stuff, and it's my tablet, my stuff, because every time I touch a tablet, he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I get it, it's his stuff, and he's watching what I'm doing, but at the same time, you sometimes gotta just, let me be and let me figure shit out. But he's concerned I mess up his stuff and all that. So, that's the kind of annoying part, is that. So, but I know once I get my truck, my confidence is gonna go up way more. Like, I'm feeling good, but I know I want to be fucking great, and that's when I get my truck, and I have that confidence to my own comfort zone, my own comfort area. Then I'll be rocking and rolling, man. They're gonna know me, man, in a good way though, But for the most part, guys, that was it, man. Driving for the week was good. Experience what it was to have messed up paperwork and just sitting there missing out on money, lost the load. I experienced what a tire blowout was. I know what it sounds like now. I know how to react, what to do, all that good stuff. And overall, man, besides, the fucking inhaling the damn cigarette factory inside the truck and all that shit, and, the uncomfortness of not it being my own, besides that, it was a good week. We are almost to the finish line, almost there to get my own truck. Can't wait. I definitely got to study my macros, because from my mentor said that's going to be on the final test before I upgrade. There's a test I got to take. I told you guys about that. And I know it's about the macros and all that, so I got to study my macros and everything, because I know that's going to be on the test. But besides that, man, overall, I'm going to keep the rating 7.2 out of 10 for the week. Wasn't bad. We made some money. I finally got paid this week. I got paid. So as a trainer, they say you get paid $600 a week. Now, minus taxes is like $580, but I got paid less. I got paid like $480, and it was my fault. This was my fault, because as a trainee, every day you're supposed to send in a micro saying that you're training, that, and you get paid, for that day. And I think there was 1 or 2 days that I missed, only because I was new and all that, and my mentor didn't remind me, which, I get it. He told me once about it, and it should have, but because I wasn't used to always sending out that macro of my daily signing and all that, I think I missed those 2 days, and I didn't get paid all the way. But I'm not gonna fight it. I know now what to do and everything. So hopefully next week I'll update you guys with my pay of what a full week was of me, with me signing in every day and making sure exactly what it was and all that. So because I missed 2 sign-ins, I got paid $480 this week, which is all right to me. You know, I'm not desperate for the money, but you know, I also got to make sure that I'm getting paid what I'm told I'm getting paid. So I'm gonna give it to next week, see what I get paid, and then if it still looks funny, then I'm just gonna call them and call payroll and find out what's going on. But yeah, guys, that was it for the week. I will catch you guys next week and update you guys, see what's going on, where we at. Next week, I'm gonna bring my log because I want to show you guys my logs for all my parking. Nothing crazy, but I want to give you an idea of what it looks like, you know, while it's being filled out. My mentor, he hasn't been filling out his portions of it. So he said that he's gonna probably take it home 1 week just before my training is over and fill it out and all that good stuff, or that we'll do it together. You know, it's on him. But for the most part, I'm gonna show you guys what I've been filling out next week. So I gotta remember to bring that with me and all that good stuff. And yeah, guys, so again, subscribe to my channel, guys, so you guys can stay updated. Hit the bell notification. Comment down below on any questions you guys have, or anything I haven't answered, or anything you guys want me to find out for y'all. Again, this is for Swift Transportation, and this is my mentorship going on. We got about another 3 more weeks of this, so let's see, guys. Stay tuned for next week. Catch you guys later. Peace. Be safe.